absolutely not expecting me to have, yeah,
Sorry, I
because,
clicked
sorry.
on. Go on.
Yeah, because I was not expecting me to have this conversation like one on one with you ever, you know?
Oh, really? I had paid slots open, but I thought
Mhm.
of doing something else, and so I thought I would give some
Mhm.
free sessions, and you are the lucky second one. So,
It's just my
congratulations.
luck, I swear.
Yeah. I just clicked on the recording button because, like I mentioned,
Yes,
that I might feature this on my YouTube channel. So, thank you so
right,
much for
right.
letting me record it. And
Not at all.
yeah, tell me, how are you doing today, and where are you situated right now? What is the situation at
Mhm.
your end? Like, do you WFH? Do you go to office?
Yes, yes, yes. So it's all good at my end for now, and WFH works for me. I'm currently employed in MNC. I don't know if I should mention the name or not, but yes.
You
So
can
I'm
skip
working
it.
as an Oracle Apps developer. Yes. So all is going well for me for now. Like I remember when like your post had come and I was I just looked at it. I was like, am I the target audience even? Because I'm experienced, you know. So I didn't understand like should I not? But because the question was so simple, like what challenges are you facing in your career right now? I just, randomly tried it. Oh my God, I'm here. Sorry, I'm still,
Awesome. No,
yeah.
no, even I am as excited as you are because, it is a win for me as well that people are coming to talk, and it's wonderful.
Of course,
Yeah,
like,
tell me, how long have you known me, and what
mm,
has been inspiring? How did you find me?
yeah, so I don't know actually how I found you. I joined Insta a few years back and I'm like I'm an engineer, but I'm technically challenged like when it comes to social media. I'm not a very frequent user. And being an introvert at heart, I was just trying to, I think I remember going through the jet lagged engineers page where she was traveling and page. I think I like found your account somehow navigating through it and I just loved it like like all of your posts I've read, I've seen your journey and I've also like read all your struggles, if I can say that, like your mother's post you've mentioned about, like I could just I don't know like how, but I found a new fondness in my heart for you. So yeah, like that is where I could see like, oh, if I'm still in IT and if I want to be in IT, this is the IT life I want. That is how I think most of your I think followers look at you that way. So yes.
My heart is full by your kind words. But it's interesting to know that you found me through Instagram and decided to stay because a lot of people have found me through Quora, and I'm not sure if
Hmm.
you have read my
I
answers
have.
there, but okay, so that maybe that's why you're
Yes.
aware of the journey. And okay, so
Hmm.
everyone is from Quora. Right. Yeah,
Right.
everyone.
So like I navigated through Insta to Quora and then I was just I don't know, it was almost like, you have a favorite author and whenever like they publish a new book, you go through it. It's like that for me. For now, I
Totally,
guess. So yeah.
totally. Any particular answer that has resonated with you,
Hmm.
or article that I have written on Quora or Instagram? That's a
I think
question I ask
mostly
everyone. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. I think mostly what resonated with me was your, I don't know, enthusiasm. Like, because that is something which is completely missing in my career life, if I have to say. I'm not as enthusiastic about my career. And like when I see you posting and, being all motivated and I don't know, it feels like art. I think for you, your career feels like art to you. So I don't know, inspires and it is kind of a push also, like to just maybe it's something good out there. Just keep trying. It's like that. So yeah, like even apart from your career life, your personal life also is very inspiring. Like how you manage both of them. Like that is something which I think most people in general, like irrespective of the genders, like because of the work-life balance and burnout scenario which is going on. Like I think yeah, that I guess surrounds it.
Thanks for your kind words. Wow. Even I am overwhelmed. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, Maybe we can begin with the challenge that you are facing, and
Hmm.
you can tell me your story, whatever you want to touch upon. If you want to start from beginning, we can start from
Hmm.
beginning. If you And then,
Sure.
yeah, what is it that you would like to do, and where do you find yourself today in relation to where you want to be?
Hmm.
It's okay if you don't know where you want to be. I mean, that is also
Yeah.
one of the persistent questions in our career. So, yeah, just start maybe if you feel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that last line actually made me a lot more comfortable that if you don't have clarity, it's fine. I think that is where I found myself since the last 4 years. Like, because when I started, like after my engineering in electronics and communications, I'm from Indore. So after graduating, I landed up in an MNC. Uh, like how it happens, and I landed up in Kolkata somehow because that was my base location after the training period. And I was from the start, I just got Oracle Apps development role as profile. And like I think I kind of had a phobia about coding because I was an electronics engineer, and anyway I was not very IT related. But then I don't know, it's like when you get a job and you find your place, you want to hold on to it. That's just how I was at the beginning of it. I thought it might get a little better as we proceed. Like I might know how to navigate, or I might know which area interests me as well. So like I can try, but I don't know. I just held on to it for far too long. That is also what I think. And during that time, I stayed in Kolkata for around 2 3 years. I made great friends, great memories, and everything. But as far as career is concerned, I tried giving many MBA exams, and I did not attempt GRE. So it's like, it's a funny thing. I paid for my exam, GRE exam, and I did not appear for it. I thought, maybe I'll study more. Many friends went abroad for completing their post graduation and other stuff, but I was still hung up to it that maybe, maybe I'm missing something. I need to try a little more, or maybe I'm like, I think, fearful of taking one option because I had the fear of missing out the others. Like, for example, if I went on for MS and maybe MBA is my call, I don't know. So I think that's why
Mm-hmm.
I held on to it for far too long. And then COVID struck. I was in my hometown back again, and I think I just switched to another MNC in the same role because that's where I felt safe, I think. And also, I did not work hard. I'll be very honest. I was not very, hardworking in that respect. So, but now I'm at this point where I think that, yes, like I have to, pick something. So that is where I am currently. And I guess, yes, related to that only, I think is where my main challenge is. And then there are like the other minor challenges surrounding it. But yes, clarity is definitely one.
Got it. Got it.
Mm.
So, Sneha, I will share some quick observations, but before that, let me see if I got this right. So, you have done
Yeah.
your electronics and communications BTech. You completed it in
Mhm.
2014. So, roughly, you've been working for 8 years now.
No, no, I'm sorry. I completed in 16. Yes.
Okay, so you have been
Yes,
working for
yes.
6 years now, roughly, right? Okay. And then your first job
Five,
was
yes.
in Kolkata as an Oracle Apps developer, and then, you
Mhm.
were never too comfortable with coding, and you thought, as you work on it, the things will ease out as you will learn the craft, it will get easier.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then you shifted the job again into similar domain, and meanwhile, you were wondering, should I take an academic course to advance my career now? Should this be MS or MBA? And just so you
Right.
couldn't make your mind, and there was also this thing that maybe I need to study more to clear GRE and to get a good
Yes.
college. So you did not appear. You thought maybe next time, next year. Meanwhile, your friends moved on
Mhm.
with their clock timeline, and
Same old story, yes.
you feel that you would like to advance your career now that you have spent 6 years at it, but you have no
Mhm.
clarity. So
Mhm.
let's pick one point at least, sort of a question,
Right.
which you can throw at me, and we both can kind of brainstorm that what is it that
Sure.
that we want to move this session to. So as an example, I can help you
Mhm.
find that question. So when people come to me, they the kind of questions they are struggling with is I don't know if I'm in the right field. The other
Mhm.
question is I know I'm in the right field, but I don't know how to land a better job. Or I've been into coding, and I think I have a good handle at it, but is there anything out there that I can try which can which can make me more successful or give me better
Mhm.
paid jobs? There's also this question like, should I go for higher studies? Um,
Right.
and what sort of higher studies? I feel a question
Mhm.
can originate there right now, given that you
Yeah.
have already paid for GRE and you would like to, it's always like we want to come to the full circle in life. So
Mhm.
maybe you can pick something from there. And it's not that we have to
Right.
talk about one question only. We have 40
Mhm.
minutes to ourselves, so we can touch upon a few. But maybe tell me
Sure.
about GREPs. Like, do you want to study
Mhm.
further still? Where did that
Right.
thought originate from that
Mhm.
you should study further?
Yeah, so like I have many cousins who have opted for that. So, it's like it comes like a second nature then that okay, like this is happening, people are doing this, and it's like going good for them as well. My parents are pretty supportive there. They also like kind of want me to try that. And like also there's this age part also, like, being girls, like they would
Yeah.
like parents would be pushing you for arranged marriage and stuff. So uh, like irrespective of like you've chosen or not, but point being that GRE was also at back of my mind also. It's just that I wasn't very confident with my skills, like yeah, that is like some place where, but now I think that at any place I won't be ever confident, like that place I won't ever achieve. So like if I have to even try, then the only issue is like I'm not sure if like I'm 28 right now, for example. So like is this too late for trying for higher studies, or
Right.
like that
That's a
way? That is one question.
Yeah. No, great questions. And something, thanks for saying it out loud, because not everyone would want to acknowledge that this is the real fear. But see, the thing with the GRE, or the thing with confidence, you said that
Hmm.
you didn't feel much confidence appearing for the exam. The thing with confidence is that it keeps shifting. It's like a feeling,
Right.
right? One day you feel confident in one area, and the next day it's boom, it's gone. So, I could feel very confident talking to Sneha today, giving her career advice, but tomorrow I might be seeking career advice from a mentor, someone who I look as mentor, and
Right.
I would come across as low confident in front of that person.
Hmm.
Similarly, academics could be one area where you don't feel comfortable about, and it's also, GRE, like US education. So we always feel like we somehow got underprivileged there. Um, but if you prepared for it, or if you can prepare for it like a
Hmm.
year, and your books that you would want to study,
Hmm.
dictionaries there for your English comprehension,
Right.
Barron's, or whatever new is
Hmm.
buzzing around these days. If those all things are there, and you devote time to them every day, maybe 1 hour
Right.
besides your daily responsibilities and job, then you should be in a good shape. Talking about, so that should give you ample
Yeah.
confidence, that I
Right.
prepared for this for like 6 months, and every day I invested 1 hour, and 60 hours is a good amount of time.
Right.
The thing with age is, the data could have changed, but when I went to US for my studies, the average age of people doing masters was 29 years. So, there are people who are even married and who even have kids, and they have spent 10 plus years in their careers, and still they feel a master's degree from US can enhance or elevate their careers. So,
Right.
and there were also students, who are like, who have just done their bachelor's, and now they have landed in US
Hmm.
to pursue a master's degree. So there are, extreme spectrums, if you will, in
Right.
these colleges.
Right.
They are very much unlike India, because here we have this set rule that, you complete your studies and then you do a
Hmm.
job, and then you fulfill other life responsibilities, versus there where it's different. So you might be sitting in a class with an undergraduate student. It's just because you both have opted for this course, and you can always mutually learn from people. That doesn't mean
Mhm.
that just because you're older, you are more intelligent or wise, right?
Right.
Than a junior student. So I think this is a good age. If if uh, your stars and your family is aligned, I think if you want to take this on,
Understood, yes.
it definitely opens up a lot of opportunities in one way or other. If I have to
Okay.
share one personal piece of wisdom from my
Yes, please.
master's degree in US, it is that it is very different experience from an
Mhm.
Indian graduate degree, and you learn not just from textbooks, but from a ton other things in US. That's why their focus is more on the practical learning aspect, and you never know, what avenues it opens up for you rather than just a 9 to 5 job.
Right, right. But like also there's one more question. Like a lot of my colleagues like who maybe tried that option and did not like but nowadays they think that the scenario has changed a little bit. Like you might not need the master's degree and like because the job openings are more and I think it's easier also to get the access now like remotely. So is it still as worth as it was before? That is one.
Right. That is a fantastic question, and something, I see quite a lot, not in these sessions, but also, amongst family and friends. Um, Sneha, if you think about it, at the end of the day, it's about reaching a stage where you feel stable in your career, where you feel you have some credibility, right? So, there are people who have just one bachelor's degrees, and it could be from any college, it could be from IIT, it could be from a private college that nobody has ever heard of, but they are doing great in their craft too. It's like they did not invest in themselves earlier, but they are investing in themselves now, and they continue to work on their craft for a significant number of years, and they start getting all these fancy job offers. So for them, it doesn't matter, a higher degree.
Right,
But for
right.
people who feel, they are stuck in a place where to get promotions or to get better jobs, they would need a degree. For them, it is
Mhm.
required because they cannot build that confidence within themselves that
Right.
the other person is probably developing another way. And career is a lot
Hmm.
about, as you gain experience, you have to be good at your craft. Otherwise, your
Right.
growth stops. You kind of achieve a saturation level where you stay for,
Hmm.
next 10 years or so. And you might have
Absolutely.
seen that with people, in some conventional sort of companies, it is fairly common.
Yes.
Um, so, at the end
Yes.
of the day, I can give you a personal example. So, my husband has just one degree, and
Hmm.
he has never felt the need to have another degree. I do have a couple of master's degrees, and I always felt the need to have those
Hmm.
degrees. He's doing fairly well in his career with just one degree, and he's
Right.
always like, I don't think I need another. And he has never talked about it our whole lives. He was always like, I don't want another degree. And it never
Wow.
was a hurdle for him. Versus
Hmm.
my elder brother, who had like 15 years of experience and still felt the need for
Hmm.
another degree. He always felt that, a master's degree, probably from an Ivy League, can grant him
Hmm.
more success in his career. And so, after having a baby and, after progressing much to the later years of life, he went ahead for an MBA from IIM. And
Right.
he feels much more confident now in
Hmm.
his career. So, it's essentially, it's not so for you, if I were to help you make a decision, it's less about what everyone is saying. People will always give you
Hmm.
both sorts of viewpoints, but do you want to do it? Um, you have
Hmm.
tried once. Do you want to give it a shot and see what kind of colleges you get? And, maybe that would
Hmm.
help you give a direction if you are lacking one now.
Right.
Could be one thing, could be one option.
Right. Right. That's yes. That's very a good answer.
So what
Thank you.
so what are you thinking now?
I think as you said, like going with the flow and starting at least like if I have, like, I don't think that the GRE part is tough. Like, I'm sure GRE score, like, it's fairly easier now. I don't think that was ever a hassle. The point which always confused me was like after that, like once everything is set, like, the amount of I don't know, pressure. I think I have some issues with pressure, even in work related. So I think that is the part which scares me usually. And also the vision, like how you explained right now, I think that is very like it's a good start for me also, like to have that vision. And I think that is where I also find an issue. Like I have worked in two MNCs, but still I don't have the confidence because I don't see the vision right now. Like it's not like I'm bad at my job or something. I'm fairly decent, like I think. I've got decent ratings as well, so that's not the problem. But I don't see myself doing this for long. Like, like when I
Right.
see my seniors also, I don't see myself asserting that way or, doing things that way. Or maybe just, I don't know. Yes,
No,
it's like,
yeah,
hmm.
finish your thought.
Yeah, sorry. Basically, I don't think I'm able to see myself like if given a chance, like after 5 years, if within my team's dynamics where I would be like, I think I'll be
Hmm.
out of it. That is what like I think. Or either right now how I'm doing, I might just want to continue that way. But like if I have to take the leadership role or maybe something else, then I'm not as interested. That is what I feel like in my domain. But I do find myself being interested in other domains, like you have worked in UI UX or some other aspects, or maybe so like how easy it is to navigate through the roles also, or maybe find a place. I don't know, because I'm an introvert. I'm not as good at networking. So even within the team, I'm not usually the one who would put my point across. Like people would be there taking care of me, and I'm fairly happy. Like okay, thank you. I'll just do my job
Right.
and go home.
Right. So a couple of things. One is if you are thinking of changing your career, and
Hmm.
you mentioned that you kind of acknowledge that you did not work hard, for whatever reasons
Yes.
in the beginning years of
Hmm.
your career, then academics can be a great start. Some people are very
Hmm.
driven towards, making a career
Right.
in their desired field, even though they don't have a degree in it. But for some
Mhm.
who are not or who cannot see a way, academics is a great start. So if you are thinking of shifting your career and, maybe coding is not your thing, then maybe, some fine day we can talk about what could be your thing. But if you have some clarity, then maybe, you can pursue a higher degree in that domain. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be from US, it can be from here. It can be,
Right.
your other option which you were considering, which was MBA.
Mhm.
It could be that as well.
Right.
The other thing was, I feel you kind of you when we see other people making very
Hmm.
firm choices, GRE दे दिया और फिर US चले गए. We feel कि
हाँ.
यार इन्हें बड़ी क्लैरिटी है लाइफ में, हमें तो नहीं है ऐसी, हमें तो नहीं पता क्या करना है.
Absolutely.
GRE करके भी क्या करेंगे, राइट? एंड आई थिंक यू मेंशन दैट कि GRE के बाद भी क्या, मतलब वापस मुझे यहीं आके यही जॉब करनी है, अगर तो मैं भी कर रही हूँ. So
Exactly. Yeah.
that is fair as well. But like I said, कि sometimes we over assume, we prejudge.
Hmm.
ऐसा ही होगा,
Right.
हाँ, हमें लगता है हम बहुत स्मार्ट है, हमें तो बहुत साइकोलॉजी आती है भाई, तो हमें पता ही है ऐसा ही होगा. बट एक्चुअली समटाइम्स वी शुड सरेंडर एंड गिव लाइफ अ चांस.
Hmm.
क्योंकि जब मैंने GRE किया था, मैंने भी ऐसे नहीं सोचा था
Hmm.
कि आई वुड एंड अप बिकमिंग अ रिसर्चर, और आई वुड स्टार्ट माई डिजाइन जर्नी. But
Hmm.
the kind of projects I did, the kind of
Right.
teachers who became my mentors, they kind of brought that
Hmm.
mindset. और जो कॉन्फिडेंस पहले नहीं था, वो आ गया निकलते निकलते, कि अब मुझे पता है मुझे क्या
हाँ.
करना है. सो
Hmm.
व्हेन जब हमारा ये एक ढुलमुल सा वो है कि यार पता ही नहीं क्या करना है, तो एक फील पकड़ के चल पड़ो उसमें कि ठीक है यार, ये कर लेती हूँ. और फिर
Right. Right.
तो वो भी एक अच्छी स्ट्रैटेजी है,
Hmm.
लाइक एज अ बैकअप प्लान. अच्छा, टेल मी अबाउट
Hmm.
वर्क रिलेटेड प्रेशर्स. यू मेंशन दैट इन योर रिटन
Right.
कम्युनिकेशन एज वेल. व्हाट इज इट दैट यू आर फेसिंग
Yes.
देयर?
Like not exactly, like that's not a real issue, like I think, but if I have any situation where like I have to assert myself or say something like which I believe, or but like there are other people, I do, you understand, like in team dynamics people sway the idea, and like it just becomes a blame game, and like not everyone is listening. So I sometimes find myself not speaking up or not even trying. because I feel that it is not useful as well. So that is how, like, I think that is where the vision part comes in. Like, I don't see myself taking up the accountability part as well sometimes. So, like, that is one doubt I wanted to check with you as well. Like, when I see your post or whenever I've read your answers, it seems like you have an idea where you want to be or the kind of person you are, you want to share it across. And that is not what I think I'm able to do at my job currently. So like
Mhm.
like removing that barrier between professional and personal. So right now it often seems to me like it's just again, school time going again. Like it's just a lecture I'm
Mhm.
attending. A
Mhm.
decent job, a decent day. But like how to push yourself, or what motivates you to, bring in your personal, I think, side to it. So
Right.
that
And
is
this
again
is
one question.
right.
Hmm.
Is that specifically in context of meetings that you are talking about that, you find it pretty challenging to assert yourself in meetings?
Yes, yes. Whenever in social situations, especially if it's like face to face. Like I'm happy with work from home because
Hmm.
over the call it's fine. It's still better. But like I don't know. In group situations, I often feel like taking a step back or maybe just not doing anything because I feel like it's hardly making any difference either. So,
Right, right.
but I know that this shouldn't be the case. Also, like I, yeah.
I mean, some people do go by. Um, so, I guess we are kind of merging two things here, which is,
Hmm.
one thing is definitely to gain more confidence in your career. And when we talk about that, we talk about the stability, a sense of
Hmm.
stability that comes कि यार मैं अब इस कंपनी में हूँ, मैंने इस तरह की कंपनियों में काम कर लिया, आई नो मैं इसके
Hmm.
बाद कहाँ जाऊंगी और
Right.
मैं अपने काम में काफी कॉन्फिडेंट फील करती हूँ. आई मीन चार लोग आके मेरे
Hmm.
से पूछें अगर कि ये क्या है या मैं इफ टुमारो आई हैव टू बी इन एन
Hmm.
इंटरव्यू, आई नो कि ठीक है मैं हाँ सिग्निफिकेंटली अच्छा कर लूंगी. सो दैट इज अ सेंस
Hmm.
ऑफ स्टेबिलिटी कि आई हैव गॉट सम कॉन्फिडेंस विद रिगार्ड्स टू माई वर्क. सो दैट इज सेपरेट, दैट इज समथिंग वी जस्ट टॉक्ड अबाउट, राइट, कि
Hmm.
कैसे गेन करना
Right.
है. When it comes to asserting yourself in meetings, it's like another set of skill set, really. It's
Yes.
like, कुकिंग करनी आती है, मीटिंग्स में बोलना आता है. It's like that, really. Like in
Hmm.
offices, there is so much to learn and excel at that everything is like a skill in itself that you can develop. So
Right.
so when it comes to asserting in meetings, it could be a lot. It could be due to a lot of factors.
Hmm.
One, it could be, in general, people are of shy personalities. There's also this group dynamics which is at play, that some people talk more, rest talk
Hmm.
less.
Right.
There is also this fear of authority कि meeting में कौन कौन present है. अगर there are people who are senior than you, then chances are you would feel कि यार ये लोग जो बोल रहे हैं वही सही होगा. um,
Right.
uh, there is also a tendency to kind of give up कि बात सुनी नहीं जाएगी हमारी तो क्यों कहनी है. So these are just some
Hmm.
examples. Maybe you have experienced some of those, and there could be some more. I personally
Right.
recall when I was a newbie in my career, I used to have a lot of fear of authority, like,
Hmm.
क्या बोलूं और how will it fly? Maybe I would say something wrong. उससे अच्छा है मुंह ही बंद
Right.
रख लूं. So all of these things are there. I don't know what is it for you, but whatever it is, the
Hmm.
idea is to get rid of your fears, right? And
Right.
life, that is life. You always just work towards, getting, making yourself better, and getting over your
Hmm.
internal fears is a big part of it. So,
Right.
maybe you want to spend more time with like a counselor or with me in future
Hmm.
sessions, to figure what could that be. But as a solution, you can try
Hmm.
one thing. I can give you a quick tip which has worked for me, which is, whatever be the reason or whatever be the outcome, just try to use any meeting as a rehearsal ground to speak one thing. किसी भी
Right.
मीटिंग में जाओ तो ऐसे सोचो कि एक चीज तो मैं बोलूंगी आज.
Hmm.
And then, when you're listening to that meeting, hearing people talk, somewhere a point will come to you कि यार इसका ये भी तो पर्सपेक्टिव हो सकता है देखने का, या
Hmm.
हम ऐसा कर चुके हैं तो फिर दोबारा करने का क्या पॉइंट
Hmm.
है, या maybe that could be another thing we could try. And um, I'm getting a
Yes.
notification that this will end in 10 minutes. So, yeah.
Yes, yes, I can see.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so, just try that. There's no harm.
Sure,
And
sure thing. I will definitely keep these points in mind. So
are you finding
one last
this
question
helpful?
like I wanted to
Mhm.
ask you. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
very much so. Like main question which I was waiting for like is like how do you differentiate between a job and a career? Like because I find myself getting distracted a lot many times and I see you doing it all so that's how. Like
How do you
please
see the
share your
difference between
insights.
job and career? Why do you think they are two different words?
It's like a job ends after a job. It's like you've done it, you don't need to put your mind, like any extra mind or any extra effort there. You're done with it, you come home. And by career, I mean, whenever I see your post or read your answers, it's like you live through it. That is the difference I feel like that is what I would also want to try once. But yeah, so how do you feel about it?
I didn't know that I'm living through a career, but it feels fantastic to hear that. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure. I've never thought about it as a job versus career,
Hmm.
but say I don't know, like maybe it it starts with what Simon Sinek says, find your why, and
Hmm.
once you have a why, it's like once you have a goal in sight कि मेरे को ये क्यों करना है, I think you just keep going through it, और फिर difficulties ऐसे नहीं लगती हैं कि you want to give up. It's always like
Right.
um, how do I get over it? I mean, you will
Hmm.
face all those anxieties, frustrations whenever you stumble into difficulties. Like for example, a long interview process could be a difficulty. यार 3-4 महीने तक
Hmm.
चल रहा है यार, मैं तो इमोशनली ड्रेन हो गई, सुबह का टाइम देके रात का टाइम देके. मतलब I have been through those like multiple times in my life,
Hmm.
but I just go through them because I know my
Right.
why. And
Hmm.
you need to find that why. Sometimes life circumstances present it to you. um you know Given the background I come from, I always felt that I have to do something with my life. Like, the kind of picture the society shows women is really
Right.
limited. You
Hmm.
tomorrow, who you're going to be, where you're going to end up, and what your life is going to look like. But I never saw that picture for myself because
Hmm.
I always felt that I need to do something to you know to feel fulfilled in life. Like, I can
Right.
also study, I can also get good degrees, I can also work with good
Hmm.
brands, and I can also make a lot of money. And probably, where I am today, I also feel that I can help a lot more women and people elevate their career. It is a possibility.
Right.
I have, and that is probably my why. It's like I never feel that I'm going to stop.
That's great. That's what we want as well. So yeah.
um,
Hmm.
yeah. So Sneha, how do you feel about this session? I mean, do you think it has helped you in any way to develop some clarity? Share your thoughts.
Definitely. Definitely. Like I've only seen your posts and assumed you to be a certain way and now finally talking to you. Like I didn't have any proper questions in my mind, but like just chatting through it, I realized many of my resistance to solutions which I already had. But thanks to you, it like came back, and I would definitely work on all of those points and not presume things and just maybe start with it. That's a good way to go ahead. And yeah, so I think this was a very helpful session for me. And like anyway, it was really great to chat. Like I'm super happy.
No, thank you so much. And I think kudos to you that you decided to come to this even though you did not have questions, because I know that a lot of people would just never show up because they felt that I don't know what I'll talk about. I haven't sorted my thoughts
Hmm.
through. I have,
Yeah.
even after writing this post, I have seen a lot of people back out on their scheduled times because they felt that, I'm not ready for it. So
Hmm.
huge kudos to you there. This was a very, how they say that half of the battle is just showing up, and you showed up.
Right.
You were like क्या आई एम श्योर यू वुड हैव फेल्ट एप्रीहेंशन कि मैं किससे मिलने जा रही हूँ, क्या बातें होंगी वहां पे, मुझे नहीं पता, बट यू जस्ट शोड अप एंड दैट्स सच अ गुड थिंग. So yeah, I think
I'm
at
just so glad I could talk to you very honestly. Like, I'm just valuing this experience. I hope to
good.
connect with you again. Yes, yes.
Totally. I would love so. And it was an absolute pleasure talking to you. And I think you kind of
Likewise.
summarized, you kind of summarized the action items that you can take, which is, just start from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't overthink it so much that it becomes a
Mm,
mountain in your mind कि यार अब मैं क्या करूं, मुझे पता ही नहीं है, मैं तो गिव अप ही मार देती हूँ इससे
mm,
अच्छा. So,
right.
maybe just finish that circle. And life is always like that. You have to finish what you started. So अगर तुमने GRE start किया है तो एक बार उसे finish करके देखो क्या
Correct.
होगा. हाँ, right? And it's not about GRE only कि उसके बाद GRE ही करना है तुम्हें. You would know क्या
Mm,
करना है. But करते
right.
रहना जरूरी है कुछ.
That's right. Absolutely. Thank you. Quote of the day.
Right.
It was
Thank
lovely
you so
talking
much.
to you, Anshul. Yes, thanks for your time and thank you for having these sessions, like for blessed people like me.
Yeah, you totally,
It was great.
you're blessing me as well by showing up. So thank you so much, Neha, and good luck. And I hope you start on something soon because, don't kill this momentum which you have generated for yourself right
Definitely.
now.
Yes.
And yeah, I hope to see you soon sometime.
Likewise, I will keep updating you, even though you
Yeah,
don't read my posts. I don't know, but I would be spamming you.
yeah. Please share some feedback in the
Please.
Instagram chat if you would, anything you can mention
Definitely.
about what you liked. All right. Thank you so much,
Lovely.
Neha.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Have a nice weekend.
To you.